a day. WFG's support structure is the result of years of building and refining an organization dedicated to the support of financial services professionals. As a result, WFG is able to offer leading-edge tools, training, back-office administration, and access to world-class products and providers. There is no one particular path to success with WFG. In fact, WFG is a different kind of company, where there are no barriers or prerequisites to starting a business, other than an unwavering dedication to always do what's best for your clients. And with access to a multitude of different strategies and approaches, our associates are well equipped to help their clients achieve financial success. We welcome individuals who wish to start their businesses either on a full or part-time basis, and our associates have full authority to build and expand their businesses according to their personal strategic goals and timelines. WFG is part of Transamerica, a global leader in investments, pensions and insurance, and our core values revolve around integrity, reliability, honesty, hard work, and service to others. We proudly support the creation of life-changing businesses, and we reward and celebrate the successes of our associates. We are the platform that can empower individuals to create meaningful, successful businesses. We are the platform to your success. We are WFG.
Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everyone, from wherever you guys are coming in live from. My name is Odetta King. I am a Senior Marketing Director with World Financial Group, WFG. Thank you guys so much for joining. Oh my God, we have a full house in here tonight. Wow. So, guys, we are in for an amazing, life-changing 30 to 45 minutes where I'm going to be sharing some information about our amazing, life-changing company. A little bit about myself. My name is Odetta King. I am Guyanese born. Been living in the USA for quite some time. And when my parents came here to the States, like many of us, they tell us, go to school, get a job, and you're going to be okay. All right? You're going to be okay. Just go to school, get a job, and life is going to be peachy. You're going to buy the picket house on the fence, whatever they say, and life is going to be great. Well, guess what? Look around you, right? Look around us, and let's see how did I really turn out for many of us. And so what I want to talk about today is an opportunity that was presented to me 3 years ago that has totally changed my life. And now we're passing the baton, educating other families, because this is something that's not being taught in school, and take it from someone who is speaking to you as a professor. My students, every semester I poll them, and they're graduating, they're coming in with debt, and they're going out with bigger debts. And so our company is on a national campaign for financial education, because you know what? Only 5% of us are getting this information. And so I'm going to share here my screen where we're going to kick off today's presentation and talk about who we are and why are we building a new industry. Why? We're building a new industry because you know what? Wall Street is not going to come to save you and I. Wall Street are only looking after the 5%ers. So what's going on with the 95%? And this is where we come in to educate the 95% when it comes to financial education. And so we're building a new industry. Think about how we shop, how, We no longer shop the way we used to shop. Amazon has revolutionized our shopping experience. Think about how you book a hotel. Many of us are not even staying in a hotel. We're staying in Airbnb. Think about how we move around. I mean, now we have Uber. So many things have been changing, and so is the financial service, and thus we are building a new industry in the financial service. So let's talk about what we provide. At the root of it all, we provide financial education, because we know that there's only 5 states in the entire USA that mandates it, right? And so financial education is crucial, because even though we live in one of the wealthiest countries in the world, the good old USA of America, so many of us have money problems, even the rich. And so what we find is that there's 2 types of families, guys. You have family A, which is 95% of us, right? Middle America. And so when we get paid, because we're not financially educated, we don't have these financial concepts and principles, we tend to have a retirement crisis, right? We don't know how much we should save. We don't know the right places to save this money. And so we find ourselves, even in retirement, still stressing about money. And some of us are going to run out of money, and some of us will have to work longer in retirement. And then we have an education crisis. I see this firsthand being a professor in school. You know, my students every semester are making my point to poll them, and it never fails. I ask my students, how many of you, your parents, have been saving money for this? How many of you are sitting in my classroom, and I have 50 students, and it's always 1 or 2 who raise their hand to say, my parents have been saving. Everybody else, they're coming in with student loan, and they're going out with bigger loans. And so we see there's an education crisis. In fact, it's almost like education is a business, because there are $1 trillion in student loan debt. So are we really helping our students to graduate student loan and debt free? Thankfully, I graduated from NYU with 0 debt. I'm the 1% when all of my other classmates were, coming out with debt. And so we also find that family A has a spending crisis. We buy things we don't want to pretty much show off, or let other people think we've got it made. And so we're spending more than we're making. We're spending more than we should be spending. And so we have a spending crisis. So these are some of the things that we see happening with family A. Then you have family B. This is the 5% wealthy Americans. These are people who have financial education, or they have access. Someone is advising them and teaching them and showing them what to do with their money. And so when they get paid, they pay themselves first. I once asked a client of mine, I said, hey, I'm going through our financial analysis. I said, well, how do you pay yourself first? Tell me, what do you do? And this is a Guyanese person, and he said, in my Guyanese accent, when I get paid, I buy me a nice clothes, I buy me something nice to eat. And I was like, that's not what I meant by paying yourself first. That's not what I meant by paying yourself first. Paying yourself first means saving for your future. Saving for your future, not buying a nice outfit or taking yourself out for a treat. No, saving for your future. And so family B, they're really good with saving and planning for their future and the next generation. They know how to save exactly in their retirements, and where and how much. And also they're very, very, very big on their kids having an education, and so they plan for these things, right? And most of all, they believe in proper protection. Proper protection. When they buy life insurance, they don't buy life insurance for debt purposes. They buy life insurance for different reasons. And when someone approached me about 10 years ago about buying life insurance, at that time I was naive. I didn't have financial education. And I said, you know what? I don't need life insurance. I got my burial money. On top of it, I'm young, I'm single, I ain't got no kids, so I got my burial money. Well, duh. Stupid was I, and little did I know, single people don't buy life insurance for burial, right? And that's the power of financial education. And so most people don't plan to fail, they just fail to plan. And now let's talk about, when we know this education, how can we better prepare for our future? Let's talk about how money works. Because there's 3 rules to money, guys. And so if you don't know the game, you're not going to win the game, right? Spending is a habit, guys, and so is saving. So what if I tell you you could make small changes? Most people think they got to start with this big extra, big money, exorbitant amount to save. Well, guess what? If my mom, thanks for watching on Facebook. If my mom and my dad knew this information, not only they would be much better ahead of the game, but they probably would have also had something to pass down to their kids and grandkids. So what is $10? Can you guys save $10 a day? Ask yourself. If I were to show you what you saving $10 a day over the next 30 years would do for your life, would it be something that you would save towards? Heck yeah. So let me show you. By you saving just $10 a day, that's $300 a month. Knowing where to save it, earning about 8%, you're looking at close to $500,000, $447,000. So what if you can save $600 per month, which is $20 a day? Maybe that's a husband and wife, maybe that's 2 people, or maybe that's 1 person being super aggressive and knowing what they want for their future, saving $600 a month in 30 years, again, knowing where to put it. You're looking at almost $1 million, guys, $894,000. Sad to say, when I sit with clients and I look over their finances, I've yet to see these numbers in any retirement strategy or any investment account. And worse yet, if I do see it, it's like 1%. And unfortunately, where the money is sitting is not where it should be, right? And so it's not what you earn that counts, but what you keep. And I'm going to take it a step further and say where you're keeping it. Because if you're keeping it somewhere where you can lose it all in a pandemic, well, is it really helping? Not a lot. And so we teach families that you got to pay yourself first. So let's talk about the 3 rules of money. I never knew what the 3 rules of money were, even though I was someone that is an avid saver. I saved up about $100,000, and I actually wrote it, my journey, in my book. If you ain't stacking, you're dropping, because it's always about saving and growing and protecting your money, hence stacking your coins. And so one of my favorite Uncle Albert Einstein, came up with the rule compound interest. If you do not know him, Google Uncle Albert Einstein, okay? He came up with the magic of compound interest, and he said, Odetta, you know how you want to know how many years your money's going to take to double? Take 72 and divide it by the rate of return, which is the interest. That will give you the number of years your money's going to take to double. I've been in this country over 20 something years. My parents have been here over 30, 40 something years. Had they known just this one formula, they would have been ahead of the curve, right? So let's talk about what this rule looked like. How does it apply to your money? Because some people say, well, yeah, I've heard about rule of 72. I've heard about compound interest. Great. But how do you apply it to your money, right? Because after all, we are teaching financial education. So if you're putting your money somewhere, or let me ask you guys a question. What is the number 1 place people put their money? Where? And I know what you're saying because I ask it every day. The bank, right? Assuming the bank is giving you 4%, which no banks are giving you 4%. The average national interest is 0.0 to 0.05 max. You might be lucky if you get 1%, but let's just say 4% for this purpose. 72 divided by 4 is 18 years, guys. 18 years. So if you have 10,000 today, your 10,000 is going to take 18 years before it doubles to 20, and another 18 years before it doubles to 40. Can you retire on 40,000? 36 years from today, can you retire with 40,000? Absolutely not. Not even in the boondocks of the USA, right? So let's look at if you're putting it somewhere earning 8%. 72 divided by 8 is 9 years. A little better, right? So now you have 9 years as opposed to 18. So $10,000 again, 9 years, it doubles, another 9 years. So in 36 years, you have 160. Ironic enough, even though you double the interest from 4 to 8, your money more than quadruple. Compound interest. So now let's go to 12%. Let's say you're savvy, you're financially educated, you're friends with OdetteKing.com, and she put you onto this information, and you're like, I'm gonna put my money where I could get 12%. Now, every 6 years, your money is doubling. So in 36 years, you got a whopping 640,000, and the person who has no financial education is gonna get 40,000. How is that possible? Two individuals saving 10,000, knowing where to put it, knowing the rule of compound interest. One has a nice retirement income, and one is struggling in retirement. Well, guess what? This is what the bank is doing every day. They're taking our hard-earned money, because I know you guys are working very hard for it if you do have a job in this pandemic, right? And let's say they're giving you 4%, and they take your money, because the bank invests your money, and they're gonna go put it somewhere earning 12%. And in the same 36 year, they pocket 600,000 and give you 40,000. Who is winning the money game, right? Who is winning the money game? That's the power of financial education. Rule number 1, compound interest. So let me ask you another question. Do you rather put your money where the bank is putting your money, or do you want to put your money with the bank? Stupid question, right? You're gonna say, duh, Odetta, I'm gonna put my money where the bank is putting my money. Okay, but where is that? Who is educating you? Where is that, right? So let's talk about the second rule of money. Taxes. Guys, my second favorite uncle, Franklin Benjamin. I got a lot of uncles. I come from a rich family bloodline, okay, who are very financially educated. So my second favorite uncle, right, Franklin Benjamin said, listen, 2 things gonna happen, honey. You're gonna die, and you're gonna have to pay tax. So let's talk about how we're gonna keep most of this tax and still die and leave a lot of money for our great grandkids, okay? So when you put your money in a checking, savings, CD, stocks, mutual fund, you're gonna pay tax now. That's how those accounts are set up. It is what it is, you pay tax now. Great. You put your money in a tax leader account. For all of you who love to tell me, Odetta, I got a pension. Odetta, I got a 401k. I got a 403b. And I'm like, that's great. So let me explain to you how that works, right? So when you have a 401k, a 403b, an IRA, an annuity, and a pension, your money doesn't get taxed now. It's going to get taxed later. And later is going to be greater. Because ask yourself, if you're in your 20s or your 30s or your 40s, 30, 40, 50 years from now, when you're ready to retire, do you think taxes are going to go up or is it going to go down? Look around. Look around again. If you're paying attention to the money, if you're paying attention to the economy, if you're paying attention to taxes, if you're paying attention to student loan debt, if you're paying attention to what's going on in the USA, all indications are screaming taxes have to go up. So that typically means you're going to be paying more on your money. More of your money is going to go to Uncle Sam, who is one of my uncle too, right? And you're going to keep less in your pocket. On top of it, if you're in your 20s or your 30s or your 40s, you may want to touch this money way before you're 59 and a half. And if you touch this money way before 59 and a half, you're going to get hit with a penalty. That's how these accounts work. On top of it, you don't even know how much they're going to tax us. So that's like you guys coming to me, you read my book, and you saw that, I saved up $100,000 and you want to know if you can borrow my $100,000. Well, guess what? I'm going to lend it to you, all right? Because I know this rule. And now if I said to you, yes, let me pick a name that's on, okay, if I say yes, Brianna, I'm going to lend you this $100,000. And you said, Odetta, how much are you going to charge me in interest? And I said, well, girl, you're my girl, but I'm not going to tell you right now. I'm going to tell you when you're ready to pay me back. Are you still going to borrow the money? No, you're not. You're not going to borrow the money because you don't know how much I'm going to charge you in interest. You could come to pay me back my $100,000 and I said, honey, I want 100%, right? So if we don't know how much the interest is going to be, we're not going to borrow the money. But yet still we are doing this with these tax later accounts. We do not know who's going to be the president. We do not know what kind of government we're going to have, what's going to be the state of the economy. We do not know. But we're putting our hard-earned money, and I know we're working hard. You guys are working very hard for that money. You're putting your hard-earned money in an account that you have no control over how much taxes you will pay out. Does that sound smart? Right? And in the third place you can put your money is tax advantage. With tax advantage, this is the playground of the rich and famous. This is the playground of those who are financially educated. This is a playground because the word advantage means we are getting advantages. We are legally paying least amount of taxes and thus means we'll be keeping more money in our pocket. So what are those accounts? I'm sure you've heard some of them. A Roth IRA, 529 college saving plans, executive bonus for my employers and small business owners, long-term care benefit. God knows we all need it. 70% of us, statistics show, will need long-term care because it's not a matter of if you're gonna get sick, it's when you're gonna get sick, and long-term care is gonna take care of that, okay? And then cash value life insurance, which so many people are not familiar with, right? So the third rule of money talks about investment. Listen, a lot of us want to invest, but we have no education when it comes to investment. Some of us, we make money and we don't know how. How is it? What is it that we did to make money? Some of us are losing money and we don't know what is it we did to lose money because we were never really taught investment. And so I'm going to break it down to you guys. There's really three types of investment, right? You could have your money in a fixed account, which are typically offered by banks. And when you have your money with a bank, you're going to get a fixed interest. 2%, 1%, 1.5%, it's fixed. And because it's fixed, another one of my uncles, Steady Eddie, he lives in this bracket. Steady Eddie is always giving you a fixed account because he is steady. So what's going on in a fixed account? Your money is safe, and that's why people love the bank. It is safe all day, every day. But it is not growing. It is not growing much. And I've seen this. When I was working in corporate America and I was saving my money in the bank, you know, every year I would get my statement and my interest, and I'm looking at $60 interest, $100 interest, and I'm like, I saved my money all year just to get $80. What is $80 gonna buy me? Well, guess what? If you have your money in the bank, yes, it's safe, but you are safely losing money. You are safely losing money to inflation. Inflation. What is inflation? The cost of goods and services over time. It goes up. So you're safely losing your money to inflation. The next place you can put your money to invest is investment company. Charles Schwab, Lehman Brothers, and so forth. When you put your money with an investment company, that's what's known as variable accounts. And if you Google the word variable, variable means unpredictable, unstable, unreliable. Why are we putting our money in an unstable, unreliable, and unpredictable account? Duh, we're doing that because we do not know better, and because everybody else is doing it, we think it's the right thing to do. No, it's unreliable, unstable, and unpredictable. What does that mean? The market go up, your money go up. All right, that's great, I love it. But what happens when the market comes down? Nobody wants to talk about when the market is coming down. Nobody wants to talk when the market is down. Nobody wants to talk when you're losing money. In fact, when I speak with some of my clients and I tell them, hey, pull out your 401k, pull out your 457, pull out your 403b, they don't even want to look at it. They are scared to look at their statement because they've lost money. You do not have to lose money if you know what I know, right? And then your third option is index strategies. Index strategies are typically offered by insurance companies. Guys, insurance companies have more money than the banks, more money than investment companies, because insurance companies, they're just like, have you ever heard of an insurance company going bankrupt or closing shop like what's going on right now? No. These guys have more money than anything else. And because they have more money, they can assume the risk. And so you have safety that you could never ever lose money. And you also have growth. So ask yourself right now, where do you have your money? Is it in a fixed account with steady Eddie uncle, where it's always gonna be a fixed interest? While everything else around you is going up, life, flowers, sugar, water, gas, rent, mortgage, whatever is going up, but your money is fixed with steady Eddie, earning that 1% or 2% flat interest. Or you want to take some risk and you want to gamble because you know you could get a lot of money, but you could also lose a lot of money, right? And so how would you like to grow your money? Most people, if I ask you, do you want your money to grow or do you want it to be safe? What if I tell you that you could have both? Guys, you can have both options. You do not have to compromise. Your money can be safe and your money can grow. But why isn't anyone teaching us this information? Well, guess what? You know what they say? As long as we don't know, they're winning. As long as we don't know, they're winning. And you do not know what you do not know until you know. Trust me, you want to know. And the fact that you guys are on this webinar, the fact that I have so many of you watching me live on social media, you guys are learning this information tonight. But more importantly, you got to put this information into practice. You got to implement this information. So all of you that are on this line right now, the person who invited you to this webinar, make sure immediately you get off the webinar, you call that person and thank that person for waking you up. Thank that person for putting you onto some money game. Thank that person for enlightening you, because if you don't hear it here, I promise you, you'll never hear it. Because not a lot of people are sharing this information, right? You should say, tell them, girl. So, you know what we do? What I love about our organization is that we teach people how to be financially educated. Because your money should have these 4 cornerstones. Listen, I never knew, as much as I had, a 6-figure paying job, 6-figure savings, I still didn't know if my finances were solid. Yes, I know I had a lot of money, but it wasn't really growing much in the bank, and I was losing when the stock market go down. So how do you know if your financial house is solid? It gotta have these 4 cornerstones. These 4 cornerstones says your money should be growing, your money should be safe, because no sense growing it if you're gonna lose it, right? And no sense having it safe if it's not growing. You gotta have both. You gotta have growth, you gotta have safety. You also want to make sure it's tax advantage, because tax advantage means tax free, and tax free means more money you're keeping and less Uncle Sam is getting, right? And you also got to have protection on your life. God forbid you pass away prematurely. What happens to your loved one? All of you that have kids, what happens to your loved one? It's so sad, and it's sad in my heart to know that in this corona pandemic, we've had over 200,000 people passed away. 200,000 people. They're not single. Their moms, their dads, they have kids, they have nieces, they have nephews, they have loved ones. So what's happening with them? What's happening to the people they leave behind? So you want to have proper protection in the event you pass away prematurely. You want to have protection on your health. If you get hit, you guys may not know this, but statistics shows every 10 seconds, guys, every 10 seconds, someone is being diagnosed with cancer, stroke, heart attack. Every 10 seconds, cancer, stroke, heart attack. And you know what's the number one reason people go bankrupt in America? Medical, healthcare needs, medical bills. Someone that has cancer, their entire savings can be wiped out in as little as 2 years. And so we gotta have protection in our health. God forbid if something happened with your health, because like I said, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. We're human beings. We're going to die. We're going to get sick. And so let's put things in place to protect and buffer when those time comes. On top of it, we got to protect our money. You know me, if you follow me on social media, I talk a lot about stacking coins. You bet my coins are protected, okay? And so we want the same for you guys. And so when it comes to giving you guys that financial education, these are some of the areas that we focus on. In fact, we have workshops every Saturday. Workshops on how to increase your cash flow, because I don't care how much money you got. We have to always be creating additional sources of income. And I think COVID has taught us this. COVID has taught us that everybody needs to have multiple sources of income. It doesn't matter if you had the best job with the highest income. Guess what? A lot of companies are bellying up. A lot of companies are closing doors. Every day you could see a company closing doors and letting go of people. Multiple sources of income. We teach people how to increase their cash flow. We teach people how to save for their kids' college the right way. Speaking of college saving, this coming Saturday, if you know anyone that has kids, even if they don't have kids, because me, I don't have any kids, but hey, if I could learn this information from my nieces and nephew, I want to learn it. So this coming Saturday, tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, if you have kids, or you know someone that has kids, or you have nieces, nephew, grandkids, we're having our financial workshop on college planning and college saving. Definitely worth checking out. How about emergency fund? So many times I keep hearing people saying, oh, you got to have 3 to 6 months. Well, guess what? If you were reading my book, or if you read my book, I talk in my book, if you ain't stacking, you dropping, everyone should have 12 months. Forget 3 to 6 months. 3 to 6 months is not enough. And it's never a problem having more money. So if you only had 3 to 6 months right now, how you doing? How you doing? Because this pandemic has been 6 months already, so that means you exhausted your emergency fund, right? We gotta have more than 3 to 6 months emergency, right? We teach people about proper protection. Right before launching this webinar tonight, we sat with a lady on Zoom, and we educated her about her options when it comes to life insurance. And she's like, Odetta, I have life insurance already, but how come the person didn't tell me about these things? How come they never educated me? How come I'm hearing the first time about living benefits and cash value? How come? And I said, well, why? If they can't offer it, why would they educate you? If they can't offer it to you, why would they educate you? At World Financial Group, we educate people first and foremost. At World Financial Group, we can offer you all types of life insurance, right? And then building wealth. We got to learn how to build our wealth, because guess what? You don't want to be old and broke, honey, okay? Old and broke is not cute. It might be okay when you're young, but you don't want to be old and broke. And so we got to learn how to protect and grow and build our wealth. So when we get to 65 and 75, we're still fabulous and popping with our coins, okay? And last but not least, we teach people wealth preservation. So many people I see, when I sit with my clients, they have assets, they have real estate, right? And at some point, they're gonna die. And I would hate to see these things squandered because they never understood wealth preservation. No one has never educated them about a trust or a will, right? So these are some of the workshops that we teach on Saturdays, but more importantly, you're going to learn when you become affiliated with our organization. Worst case scenario, worst case scenario, you're going to be financially educated. Take this from a professor. My dean doesn't even know this information. My faculty doesn't even know this information. And sadly, some of them are teaching finance, because you know what? The finance that we're teaching in school is not your personal finance. It's finance to go make a company rich, right? And so get in touch with the person who invited you. These are the workshops. We even have our own curriculum, guys. We teach you increasing cash flow, managing your debt. A lot of you have debt and you're going to fall even more in debt, right? And we don't want that for you. We want you to get out of debt. We want you to know what's going on with your debt. We want you to be debt free, right? We want you to have a solid financial foundation, proper protection, building wealth, asset accumulation. Retirement plan is such a big piece, right? Because 3 in 10 are going to retire. And how are they retiring? Statistics are out there, guys. You just got to Google it. We're not telling you anything that we're making up. It's out there, right? It's our business to bring it to light. So we have our own curriculum, We have our Saving Your Future book. For me, when I read this book in like a day or two, I realized how clueless I was when it comes to financial education or financial planning. We have our workbook that complements with the workshop, and we have our campaign of pain that I'm proudly wearing here. So our workshops cover all areas of finances. So worst case scenario, you're going to be educated about financial concept. So why are we doing what we're doing? And why are we on this webinar here tonight? Because timing is everything. Even in this pandemic, guys, people are killing it in our organization. People are crossing milestones. People are hitting their promotion. People are making more money, including myself, in a pandemic. And so timing is everything. In 1946, right, all those baby boomers that was born in 1946 are about to retire or will be retiring in the next few years because they're baby boomers right now, right? They're at the end. They're at the end. And so many of them have huge trillions of assets of wealth that's going to be passed down from one generation to the next. 55 is the average age of financial advisors. 55. So what a 55-year-old financial advisor is going to tell me is not going to be applicable to today's reality. And so timing is everything, because anything that the baby boomers have touched over the years has caused a ripple effect. In 1946, when they were born, Gerber capitalized on them with baby food. As they start growing and they needed toys, Mattel capitalized on it by creating toys for them. As they were growing up, McDonald's came into play and started creating the Happy Meals for them. As they're going off to college, they needed cars. Ford jumped on the bandwagon and created cars for them. As they were done with school and they needed to own homes, the real estate market came to boom. And now that they're on their latter end of their life, financial education is the next big wave. So we are on a massive campaign for people like myself who want to learn this information foremost, get licensed with our organization, and teach and help with this huge wealth transfer that's about to take place in the next couple of years. Because the average financial advisor is 55. They're done. They're done working. They're done. They're passing the baton. And the baton is going to be to people like myself and whoever else is ready to step up to the plate and kill this money game and stack a lot of coins, as I like to say. Because you know what? There's going to be a shortfall of 200,000 advisors by 2030. How would you like to be part of that wave? 200,000 advisors that are 55, that's going to be gone. We can fill the gap. We can come in, and so we're at the right time, right place, with the right company that's doing good for people. First and foremost, teaching them financial education, and secondly, showing them ways to better implement and put into practice their financial house. So why are we the right company? Because credibility and strength is volume. It speaks volume. Our company has been around since 1876. A 176-year-old company. A 176-year-old company, long before my great-great-great-grandmother came into existence, right? So Aegon is our parent company. Google it. Aegon is one of the best and largest financial company. In fact, they're on a list. They're on a list of 9 companies. They're number 2. Aegon is on a list of 9 companies, and we're number 2 on that list of companies too big to fail for the global financial system. Not New York, not USA, not Canada. The world global financial system. Aegon, that's our parent company, proud to say. And so Aegon, like every major company, they wanted to make a presence into the US, and they bought and created Transamerica. Transamerica, I'm sure you guys have seen them in movies and not even realizing it. It is that iconic building in San Francisco. And we also have our marketing education division, World Financial Group, in Duluth, Georgia. 3 solid, credible company. And let's talk numbers, because numbers speak volumes, right? In fact, this slide, even though it shows 42,000, we're actually close to 50,000 thanks to COVID, unfortunately, thanks to COVID, right? Because of what COVID has done, our numbers have skyrocketed. More people are signing up for life insurance. More people are taking a closer look at their finances. More people are looking for opportunities to make income working from home. Guys, I'm sick of my home. I have not left my house. In fact, I closed my office. I work out of my home office 24/7, and I love it because I'm COVID free. I don't want to engage with people. I don't want to go to my office and sit with strangers that I don't know where they've gone and they don't know where I've gone. I get to work out of the comfort of my home, and so can you too, for the right person. So there's about 50,000 of us licensed agents across the entire USA, Canada, Puerto Rico, and Hawaii. Yes, we are big, right? And even though the slide here says 94, again, thanks to COVID, we're about 100 people, 100 entrepreneurs making $1 million in this company. Ask yourself, which company do you know have 100 people making $1 million? Does your company? Does your company have 100 people making $1 million? I don't know, but we do here at World Financial Group. 4.2 million families. Again, these numbers are dated thanks to COVID. They're all skyrocketed. And as of last year, business has increased 7.34, but again, thanks to COVID, it's more than 7.34. We are proud to have 77 product providers. These are top tier rated company 100 years and above, A+, companies like Transamerica, Nationwide. We love Nationwide. They're on our side. Prudential, Pacific, Voya, Pac Life, you name it. All reputable companies that have been in existence for over 100 years, doing right and helping families with their finances. Some of these companies: Franklin Templeton Investment, AMS Financial Solution, Jackson, Alliance, Prudential, Vanguard. Oh my God, amazing, amazing company. In fact, Everest, we're so proud of Everest, Funeral Concierge. They were just nominated, Google Forbes magazine, they were just nominated and in Forbes magazine as one of the best funeral concierge. Why? They pay out in 24 to 48 hours. And I'm proud to say I own an Everest policy as well. Super, super excited. Love all of our product partners, product providers. And we have the power of choices. When we sit with a family, we can help them from birth to burial. Okay? Birth to burial, because we have choices. And like I said earlier when I sat with this lady tonight, she said, Odetta, how come they never educated me? How come they never told me about these other things that you're telling me? They don't have choices. If you work for a company, let's say you work for Citibank, are you going to talk about products that you can't offer? No. You're only going to tell your customer what Citibank has to offer, right? So here at WFG, we have choices because we work with 77 different product providers. So we can educate a family on all types of life insurance, on all types of investment, on everything. We can educate them because we have power of choices and we can pick, choose, and refuse. So let's talk about money, right? How do we earn income here? Well, there's several ways that we earn income. You can earn income with your personal pen. Yes, your personal pen, right? You sitting down with a family, helping that family, you earn income that way. Or you could earn income by an agency, expanding your agency, having other people come on board. You could have expansion income. I live in New York, but I have licensed agents in about maybe 24 states, right? Even Canada. So that's expansion income. And the higher up you go, you have bonus. And then of course, the best part about having this type of business, recurring income. All my clients that I've helped from 3 years ago, I'm still getting residual income. Now, some of you, you're at your job, you're training employees, right? Are you getting residual income for training your employees? Are you getting bonus for training and bringing and hiring and training new employees? No, right? But with WFG, we have several ways to make income. So if you're someone that just want to come in, sit with a family, educate a family, help a family, you don't want to build a team, you don't want to expand, you don't want to move up, you don't want to be in a managerial leadership position, that's fine. You can come in here, do part-time. When I first started, I was part-time. When I got that first paycheck, I soon slapped myself, rearranged my thought, and made my teaching job part-time and this full-time. So you can come in here part-time, full-time, or sometime. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain, right? You can learn as much as you can, And the more you learn, the more you'll earn. The more you learn, the more you will earn. Thank you, Lisa. So let's talk about this money, because if you follow me on social media, I love to talk about stacking coins. And for me, listen, when I saw the compensation, I was like, Odetta, you mean to tell me I could be a millionaire? Okay, let me do the math. I could be a professor, go all the way up to a dean, and still not make $1 million, give my entire time to the university, deal with the bureaucracy, deal with the students, deal with the faculty, and never make $1 million. Or I could come here, work at my own pace, have my own freedom, design my own life, and still make $1 million. Okay, well, it seems like a no-brainer to me. So when I saw this, I was like, hallelujah, right? I would always pray. When I was in corporate America, I would always pray for a job or a business where I don't have to wake up early, where I could work whenever I want, and wherever I want. I'm from Guyana. If I want to go and be in Guyana for a whole month, I can do this with WFG. I just need Wi-Fi and my laptop. If I want to be in Dubai on the beach or on the sand, I could do that in Dubai, right? Just give me my laptop, give me my Wi-Fi, we stacking these coins, okay? So when someone starts with us, if they're saving $250, as a trainee, you sitting with that client with your license, of course, because you do need to be licensed. We are in the financial service, which is highly regulated. You do need a license to do this business. So let's say you come in as a trainee associate, which is the entry level, 30%. You help a family save $250 per month, which is $3,000 per year. Now, that family might already be saving $250, because when I sit with families, they're saving the money, they're just not saving it smart, right? They might be saving it with a susu lady. You West Indian people know what I'm talking about. They might be saving it in the bank, earning less than 1%. They might be saving it in their investment account, losing money when the stock market drops. But when you educate them, and now they're like, okay, Odetta, you mean to tell me I can put my money over here and I'm not going to lose money, and I'm going to grow my money, and I have living benefits, and I have long-term care, and I have life insurance that I didn't even think I needed? Okay, I think I'm going to sign up for that account. $900 is what the company pays you. But let's say you're ambitious and you want to be an associate. 45%. You spending the same time showing that client how to save smart. The key word here is smart, because they're already saving. They're not saving smart. You're going to come in and teach them how to save smart. For you to educate in the family to save $250 smart, as an associate, 45%, you make $1,350. I'm going to say that again slowly. $1,350. Let me ask you a question. At your job, how long does it take you to make $1,350? $1,350. I already know. I sit with families every day and I hear it every day. Some say 1 week, some say 2 weeks, some say a couple of days. Well, guess what? At World Financial Group, we get paid a whopping $1,350 for 3 hours. 3 hours. 3 hours. But if you're a senior marketing director like myself, you could get paid $2,400. If you are a marketing director, you can get paid $1,860. Either way, it's more money that you're going to make at your job in 3 hours. Do you get paid $1,350 in 3 hours at your job? I don't think so. So, as a senior marketing director, the average senior marketing director makes between $86,000 to $1 million. This blew my mind. Wait, OdettaKing.com. You mean to tell me I can actually make $1 million in my lifetime? Duh. Hallelujah. Thank you to WFG. Yes, I can. And so can you. Guys, you too can make $1 million. Right? Sky is not the limit. We need to unlearn what they have taught us. Sky is not the limit. You can poke a hole in the sky. You're not free until you're financially free. So let's talk about our amazing leadership. Because you know what? Associations is everything. If you hang with 5 broke friends, you're gonna be the 6th broke friend. But if you're in a room with bosses, if you're in a room with hungry people who want to change their life, who are constantly going and going and going, like OdetteKing.com, you're gonna be the 6th go-getter. You're gonna be the 6th millionaire. You're gonna be the 6th person that's gonna change your life and by default change your family's bloodline. So Jonathan Marion, my personal mentor, our EVC, our team EVC, Jonathan Marion was only 18 years old. This is a guy that was only 18 years old when he started with this company. And God bless his mom. We love you, Mom. We love moms. Moms are always so encouraging. They're like, okay, I know you want to do it. Fine. Go ahead. I don't know where it's going to lead you, but just go. You know, just do it. Guess what? Today, Mama is everywhere with Jonathan, and I hope she's watching. I'm going to tag you on this, Mom. Mom, we love you. Moms are everywhere with Jonathan, and you're going to see in the next slide. So Jonathan is our mentor. He is an amazing individual, building a big team, over 500 licensed agents throughout the US and Canada. And these are just some of our leaders in our organization, right? We have Alma here, who is killing the Spanish market, because we know that Latinos are working so hard and so many of them do not have access to this information. Alma is doing an amazing job. She just, I believe, just cash flow $250K, and you know, she's helping so many people in her community. We have Edward. You can tell he's a hairdresser. Check his hairstyle. And Eduardo is so appreciative and glad for this opportunity, because guess what? As a hairdresser, you can't, like, what is going on with this, with the pandemic? Who's getting their hair done, right? George and Susie, oh my God, used to be news anchor on the Spanish network news. Then we had my girl and my boy, Rory and Andrea, who used to be in the entertainment field, right? Hiring and firing and dealing with these hip hop stars, making a lot of money, have a lot of big egos, flying around with $1 million jets. And today, all of these people are with us full time, helping their communities, right? More world-class recognition. Because of this opportunity, I was able to meet E.T., the hip-hop preacher. Google him, guys. Follow his social media. He is amazing and a beast, right? I was able to meet last year John Maxwell. Google John Maxwell. He's the founder and the father of leadership. Google Magic Johnson. I was able to meet Magic Johnson at our leadership retreat last year in Vegas. Damon John was at our national convention 2 years ago. Amazing, amazing association. These are all people that we get to learn from up close and personal. Where else would I get this opportunity if it wasn't for WFG? First of all, I wouldn't even know who these people are. I wouldn't even know who these people are. And who is going to invite me to come to one of their coaching sessions today? Today, we were on a private coaching with Tim Groover. Google Tim Groover. Guys, we don't take WFG lightly. This is a life-changing opportunity. And so, life is all about choices. You know what? You're probably on this webinar and you're saying, wow, I was not expecting all of this. Well, guess what? This is just the beginning. There's so much more to come. You can change your life in 90 days. This pandemic is a pandemic for us, okay? Life is all about choices. You can keep doing exactly what you're doing and see how that's going to work out in 5 to 10 years. Or for the right person, because we're not looking for everybody. We're looking for the right person who is hungry enough, who wants to change their life, who wants to share this information with others and help people with their finances. So you can decide you want to come here Save yourself first. Save your future. Learn how money works. Get a free financial assessment. Everybody needs a free financial assessment to know what's going on. Even if you think you're good, get it from a licensed professional like myself. You could build a business. I never thought I would be in business, and I love it, right? And become part of something big, become part of a movement. Because you know what? Bill Gates said, if you were born poor, it's not your mistake. But if you die poor, it sure is. It sure is. Because now you have access to this information. Now you know what you know. And all you need to do is take action. Take action by picking up the phone, calling the person and thanking them. Thanking them for this opportunity. Every day I thank God for Angel Diaz. Angel Diaz was the person who introduced me to this campaign. And in fact, my firstborn middle name will be Angel, because I owe it to him for exposing me and giving me this opportunity to learn, change myself first, financials, future, and also touch a lot of other families' lives in the process. So I'm going to launch a poll, and let us know what you're interested in. Let us know what you're interested in. You know, do you want to get a free financial assessment? Maybe you have a life insurance. Maybe you have an investment account. Maybe you have a 401k, a 403b, an IRA, right? Maybe you have debt. Maybe you want to, maybe you know you want something better in life, but you don't know what's going on with your finances. You can get a free financial review. Life Insurance Awareness Month just ended last month, September. You may have a life insurance policy. Get a review. Get a review and see what's going on with your policy. Are you properly protected? Do you have living benefits? Do you have long-term care? Get a review. Know what's going on. Get a dream map for your finances, or for the right person, because we're not looking for everybody. For the right person, maybe you want to set up an interview. Let's interview you and see if there might be a position for you. You could come in part-time, you could come in sometime, or you could come in full-time, right? Part-time, sometime, full-time. Or you may decide you want to do both like me. Come in, learn, get help, and get your license and make this money, because it only takes 90 days to change your life. The year started rocky, but it doesn't have to end rocky. Let's change our life and be great. Thank you guys so much for joining. If I invited you, make sure the minute I hang up, you get in touch with me. Let's set up a call to start helping you stack your coins. It's your girl Odetta, your swap queen, coin strategist, professor, coming to you guys live from New York. I love you guys. Thank you, and make it a great evening.